I think we all should take notes from Ponchy Wipeout because he's kind of taken over the whole world. Very silently, behind the scenes, one variant at a time. You're not expecting it, but you turn around, you look, and there's bumper save everywhere. It's oozing out of every crevice of the Cars universe, okay? Not only was Ponchy Wipeout one of the very few racers to make the jump from Cars 1 to Cars 3 and somehow changed his body structure, he also happens to be the Piston Cup racer not named McQueen or the King or any of those main characters with the most variants. You have your Chinese Ponchy Wipeout plastic tires, you have your Chinese Ponchy Wipeout rubber tires, you have your Chinese Ponchy Wipeout flat eyelids, you have your Thailand Ponchy Wipeout now that we're reviewing today, and then you have all your Cars 3 Ponchy Wipeouts that we'll get into. I mean, it's an absolute circus with this guy. Not to mention, I think he's gotten a couple XRS releases. I mean, the dude is just off the charts, but today we're just going to try and put some tunnel vision on and focus on the Thailand version of him. This is the second time they have done him from Thailand, first being in 2020 for Blue Desert. They also did the Cars 3 version of Ponchy that year from Thailand when they actually had some interest in doing Cars 3 Veterans. I don't know what happened to that. They haven't done a Cars 3 Veteran since 2021. In a single. But all right, guys, this came out of 2024 singles case D along with Ghost Tractor, Cave Mater, Lightning McQueen, Deputy Hazard with the Slime. So a really good case, especially with him added in there. I mean, 3 new releases are great, but then you have a pretty awesome Piston Cup racer to be re-included. I think one of the better Thailand Piston Cup racer variants. We'll, of course, verify that when we open them up. But if you want to check out that unboxing video, it's linked in the description below and card session pop up in the top right-hand corner. If you guys want any of that stuff, if you want any of this stuff that you're looking at, check out GetMeCollecitlbes linked below or email him with his address in the description. All right, let's get into it. He's got his old classic art. They haven't really changed his art. There is another version of it out there where his eyes are kind of flipped. But yeah, I mean, he looks fantastic. Really large artwork for sure. But yeah, I've always liked this guy. A nice kind of patriotic paint job, even though the blue is a little more on the tealish side. But yeah, they got his name right. Kind of hard to do. Kind of hard to mess it up when he did make the jump from Cars 1 to Cars 3. They've actually done a pretty good job keeping him straight. When they did do the Cars 3 version of him as a Thailand release in 2020, they included the correct artwork. And then when they did this guy, they had the same artwork we're looking at. You know, with Sage Vanderspin, we all know the whole thing with Sage Vanderspin, calling him Rex Revler. They've called Chuck Armstrong Dud Throttleman before. So, I mean, we all know they struggle with that. And yeah, I mean, I guess they get a free pass when the names are the same. I don't know why I'm praising Mattel for something that easy. But hey, I mean, you got to give them their praise when they do something. Now, this one does have a chip on the spoiler from what I could see. So we're going to not praise Mattel for that. Although there is a slight chance it is just a flake of blue paint that I'll be able to wipe away. Because I would not expect the spoiler to chip to blue. Like, that would not be my first instinct. But yeah, I mean, it probably is a chip. I'm just being optimistic. I'm going to rip it open anyways. It would probably be wise for me to keep this one in the package, considering I'm going to get one eventually in the package. And then I could just, you know, maybe open that one, keep this one. But I don't have that yet, and I want to get this video out for you guys. So just so you know, yeah, I'm opening a damaged car to review for you guys. But hey, that's just realism. Quality control is a real thing, and it's not perfect. On the back here, as seen in Cars, again, look at that. They're getting the movie right. You got Lightning McQueen, Todd the Pizza Plant Truck, Mater with working toe hook, hauling gas, another Piston Cup racer, Sally and Sheriff, and then just nothing. I don't know why they don't put cars there anymore. I don't have anything else to say, so let's just rip this guy open.
It's all in your hands. I'm too busy. I'm spending all my time with you, driving through the states.
All right, so here comes the real test. Will I be able to wipe that off? Probably not, because it probably would have already just bounced off. Oh yeah, that's a chip for sure. Cool, good to know. Thanks, Mattel. Maybe you'll see this video and you'll send me like a voucher. I think you've done that before. Actually, I kind of went on a Karen tweet type of thing. I tweeted out about my Precision Series Fillmore that the screws wouldn't come out of the base, and they sent me a voucher. It might have been Flo as well. I don't know why I have Flo in my head, but it was definitely Fillmore whose screw got stuck in him. So yeah, there's that. You know what? I think I ended up getting that screw out once I got stronger. It's kind of odd. Like, my mom couldn't get it out at the time. I don't think anyone in my family could. Like, I obviously gave it to them to try. Couldn't get it out. Got the voucher. But then, like, you know, it always sat, like, in storage. It had this awkward screw coming out. So it was always just very awkward to store. And one day I just decided to try it again. And I was successful with it. I think I got stronger, which is a good thing. There is Ponchy Wipeout on Cars 1. We are not doing his Cars 3 version. So we're just going to focus on his Cars 1 appearance. He does make, you know, a decent look in there. Like, it's not like he's hidden in the background like some of these cars. And yeah, I really do love his eye expression. We're going to compare him to the Chinese version here for most of the video. And in fact, this is the Motor Speedway of the South version of Ponchy Wipeout. You guys know that I only compare the best. One time I compared one of the cars that I was reviewing to a factory custom, and someone went like off on me in the comments. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll use the Motor Speedway of the South one next time if that makes you feel any better. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. I love the eyes on this. Yeah, I think it looks great. It is an eye plate, which means that this is a separate plastic piece, not part of the main metal body. But yeah, I mean, that expression is just really cool. And it is kind of strange to me that they always change up the eye expressions, or most of the time with these Thailand variants of piston cut racers. You know, we know they don't always do a great job, but they change it up a little bit. And even within the same models, like here you could see Dirksen D'Agostino and Johnny Blamer, they're the same model, but have very different expressions outside of the mouth, of course. Whereas back, you know, ever before they moved production to Thailand, if you were the same model, you have the same expression. Like Ponchy Wipeout and Sage Vanderspin, they have the same expression. Now they have completely different expressions. That's really cool. The best comp maybe is Rusty Cornfuel here, because they kind of have that squinty look. I just think that, I mean, Rusty's looking a little bit more off to his left. You have Darren here, who's quite similar to actually his original expression. You got Kevin Schiffrey, who we just reviewed. Link to that in the description below, and card session pop-up in the top right corner. His eyes are a little bit bigger. And then the worst of them all, Ruby Easy Oaks. But, yet again, all the cars I just showed you have unique eye expressions. Of course, their mouths tend to be the same. Now, with this one, his teeth being white kind of blend into that front bumper portion of him. But yeah, I mean, I am digging this variant so far. You can see the hood logo there is fine. You know, it's not quite as crisp. Like, the lines aren't as sharp as on the Chinese version. They're a little fuzzier, but we've kind of come to expect that. I do have to say the bolts look a little bit better. They're sharper. They're smaller instead of these like big silver dots, blob dots. That just seems so unrealistic to me. He does kind of have that two-part grill mustache. Yeah, the headlights look quite different. You can see the 90 is less red. I don't really love that, but the headlights do look a little bit more realistic, even though I'm sure they're just stickers like we learned from McQueen. He's got these kind of charcoal gray rims. The Chinese version, they're just unpainted. They're just black. But yeah, these ones, they are painted. They are like gray, which is interesting. I kind of like it though. And it doesn't look super grainy because of that color. But yeah, they certainly are. Someone made like a really good description of what it looks like. Oh man, what did they say? Because it's always hard to describe like the graininess. Like, you can only say grainy and blurry so many times. Someone had a fantastic metaphor, analogy, whatever, in the comments of one of my videos. It probably was on Kevin Racing Tire. I'll have to look at that. But here's the biggest test, and it's these contingency sponsors. I've seen worse for sure, but they still don't even compare to the Chinese version, which are crystal clear. But, you know, at the time these were being released, no one praised these for being perfect, right? Because they are kind of squunched together, and even that clutch aid down there is not great. The gaskets in the middle is not great, but they are still way better than what we got here. However, like I just said, this is better than some that I've seen. I would say, yeah, this one, Sage Vanderspin here is not great. Overall, they are pretty similar. I'd say these are pretty comparable. Take a look at another model here. Oh yeah, those are nasty. Oh, those are gross, especially with the dirt decal down below. Ugh. The 90 there looks pretty cool. 90 there on the roof. A little darker, I would say. Not quite as vibrant. Yeah, most certainly not quite as vibrant. You can see where the gas cap is punched there. It is slightly engraved on the Chinese version, but not nearly to the extent it is on the Thailand version. Like, you could definitely see where they kind of imprinted the metal. Got the bumper save logos there yet again. Again, the bolts look a little bit better. You got the roof flaps, which look good. You have the opaque gray windows now instead of the more transparent ones that you're just looking at the interior piece. And on the back here, the red trim around the white bumper is a little bit bolder. The bumper save logo itself is a little bit larger. The text bolder. Again, the Thailand version on the right, Chinese on the left. I would say that these bolts connecting the spoiler to the body are better on the Chinese version, just because they're thinner. They don't look as blobby as these ones do, and they also are shinier. But that's very contradictory to the dotted bolts. I think those look better compared to the blobs, very flat blobs we got in the Chinese version. Here's something good about the Thailand version. They actually have a red spoiler here, whereas this to me looks orange on the back of the Chinese Ponchy Wipeout. So I think they did a better job coloring that and matching it to everything else. Obviously mine has a couple chips on it, but oh well, no big deal. I've seen worse chips. Let's take a look at his base for those that are curious. S45A, so the 45th week of 2023 in the A factory at Thailand. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I really like his expression. Like, it looks really cool. I love how different it is from the original. Yeah, I mean, it's still, is burrowing his eyebrows and looks determined and fierce and all that. But it gives you another reason to buy it. Like, obviously, you're already tempted. It's a Piston Cup racer. It's a Thailand, quote-unquote, variant. But you almost feel like you're getting more value when you get a different expression. Like, when they released in 2015 Determined Lightning McQueen. Like, that was a brand new release with McQueen with a different expression. Now, it was different mouth, different eyes and all that, but I almost get that vibe with some of these where they have a new expression. It feels better. I really do appreciate that with Mattel and these Thailand variants. They're making an attempt to make them a little bit more attractive to purchase, and they need to, right? They absolutely need to. And yeah, this goes well with Ben Dordan, another 2020 release, who is one of the only Cars 1 crew chiefs they've done from Thailand. And yeah, he looks pretty cool too. I reviewed this guy for the 12 Days of Christmas, I believe, in 2020. But yeah, they definitely look good together. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a pity. This is just one of my favorite bumper save pitties, the tall guy that was released in the team set. Of course, they did release the wide pitty with the tool gun in 2015. Such a surprise release. The last case of the year, they were like, hocus pocus, we're going to re-release this random pitty that we only did in that pack of the 3 pitties and the crew chief. And that was so random, but yeah, that was a really good release. And yeah, I just want to go through all these Cars 3 versions of Ponchy for those that are like, what the hell is all that going on over there? So the first one was this, just black eyelids and black wheels. Now, a lot of people thought that the eyelids and, well, no one really cared about the wheels being black, right? I mean, that makes sense. That's how he was in the first movie. But the eyelids look disgusting. They're bad. They should not be black like that because of the fact that, I mean, it's not like he just got into a fight and he's got black eyes. I don't know how these ended up black. It's almost like a part of the prototype seeped into the real thing and then it was just cemented that way. Not to mention I don't like this car at all, to be honest. He's got like this very yellowed, almost like sun damaged, like sun kissed part of his paint job back here. Like, this is supposed to be pure white, kind of like the Bumper Save logo, like that right there, but they made it like sun-kissed. Like, it's super weird to me. I don't know why they did that. They almost kind of do it up here at the front, but either way, after that, they were like, yep, he's actually supposed to have yellow wheels, which is correct. He is supposed to have yellow wheels in the movie. It was such a bold decision. I wonder who made that decision at Pixar. They're like, yeah, we're going to completely go off the rails here and give him yellow wheels, giving me Carnival Cup vibes, if you guys get that reference to that 2015-2016 series. But yeah, this is accurate, but we still have the black eyelids. So you know what they did? They had to do another version of him. And yeah, here is that version looking great. I actually do like the yellow wheels a lot. They actually purified the white. It's still not perfect, but it looks much better than it did over here. I mean, just look at that, guys. Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, this is your best version. And then they did this exact combination of all that from Thailand in the Blue Desert line. So yeah, good stuff all around. The only variant, to my knowledge, that doesn't exist is the blue eyelids with the black wheels. I don't think they did a version like that, but yeah, I'm totally fine because that would be inaccurate. So there you guys go. Thank you as always for watching these reviews of these Thailand variants. I think I'll do Clutch Aid Kevin Shifright next. Honestly, we'll probably record it right after this, just because I already have everything ready to go in terms of, you know, showing you guys all these other variants. But yeah, these are almost all the ones they've done in this model. Not quite, of course. Kevin Shifright, Lee Revkins are two that I'm going to review in the future. But yeah, thanks as always for the support. That concludes our Case D reveals for 2024, and onwards and upwards to KC. Bye now.